Morning. So I have, of course, found myself at the local markets, and this is Phonsavan. So Phonsavan is in the east, almost towards Vietnam. That's the way we're headed. Yeah, so another beautiful local market, proper local market here. I think because we've moved quite a little bit further east, I'm expecting there to be a few different things available at this market. But yeah, it's absolutely buzzing. So yeah, let's have a look around and see what we can find. It's the first time I've seen these little guys at a market. These are the bats, and yeah, I'm pretty sure they're for eating. We've also got pigeon down here, these little crabs. Yeah, first time seeing bats at a market. I won't be trying those. Okay. Oh, look at these little fellas. These little birds. So I think they catch these in nets locally. I know that they eat sparrow around here, and yeah, it's hard to say whether that's a sparrow or not. Yeah, I know that they catch birds in the nets around here, well, in Laos, and obviously pluck them and I guess barbecue them. So yeah, it's kind of tough to see them in their raw form like that. Okay, so we've got so many different kinds of sausages here. They look amazing, and I can see that there's different stuff inside each. So some have got like spring onions in, some don't, some have got tomatoes, chilies, and then I think these really dark ones at the end here, kwai. Alright, kwai and mu. Okay, so we've got pork and buffalo here as well. They look amazing. Alright, I've never seen these before. They look very, very cool. So apparently it's called kanom. Kanom, and I can try it from there. Can I try one? Okay. You're gonna let me try one. I'm gonna go for one of these ones. Chip? You gotta cook these, right? In a pho? Okay. Alright. Not supposed to be eaten raw. There you go. Lesson learned. They go in a soup. You can tell they need rehydrating. Actually quite nice then. Yeah. Come Jay. Alright, I'm here at the Plain of Jars, which is Phonsavan's pretty much only attraction, I would say. Might be a little bit unfair, but its major attraction is the Plain of Jars. So these are Iron Age relics. There are mixed opinions about why these jars are here and what they were used for. So the Lao people, they have stories which say these jars were made by giants, that they were actually kiln roasted, sort of kiln fired. Lao people like to say that the king made these jars and then filled them with rice wine and had a big celebration, which I like that story. Probably more likely to be burial sites with what has been found inside the jars, around the jars. but they're just incredibly impressive. So the Plain of Jars, there are many different sites of jars. Outside of Laos, they can be found in Indonesia and right the way to India, and they're very similar apparently. So they're of massive cultural trading significance, and it's believed that these were at a cross points in the trade routes, and potentially could have held salt. It's another hypothesis. But yeah, so Site 1 has over 300 jars, and amazingly, so Site 1 was also used during the Indochina War, and there's a lot of evidence of that. There are trenches here, and there's also some of the jars have been destroyed by bombs, but also, so since the war, 127 unexploded ordnance have been found in this one site alone. Not in the Laos Plain of Jars, but just in the Plain of Jars Site 1, which is just incredible. Gives you an idea of how much ordnance was dropped over the entire of Laos. When in this, what you can see here, in these couple of hills, in this particular one site, 127 unexploded have been found. That's just incredible. So, Plain of Jars Site 1, which is where we're at now, also has the largest jar of the whole of the Laos Plain of Jars sort of group, and it's this one here. So it's called King's Cup, and in the Laos legend, this was the cup that the king drank from. That was the King's Cup, and it's got a lip to it, which is why it's easily identifiable. So yeah, and unfortunately this one is, in really good nick. But yeah, there are lots and lots to explore here, and it's quite incredible to look around. Group 2 here, this one apparently has, one of these jars has it has an etching on the side. It has a carving on the side, and of a squatting human with arms out. I'm going to try and find it, but apparently there's only one in Site 1 which has a carving, and this particular carving, what it depicts, there's also very similar ones in I think in India, in one of the sites in India. So I think it's really amazing. I know these are incredibly old, but I find the distance that the sort of culture has travelled from Laos all the way to India. Okay, here's the one with the lid to it. Looks a bit like a mushroom. It's pretty cool. So as I say, not a lid, it's a gravestone. Okay, I can't find the jar with the carving on it. There's like 300 here, it could be any of them. Okay, so this is the cave, and this is the sort of big hill, as it were, that the Lao legend has it, is that this is the kiln that produced the jars, and so there are 2 man-made holes in the top of it to let smoke escape, I think. So you can sort of see why the legend is there. Obviously this cave would have been prime location for safety and sanctuary during the war, and because of that, you can see right by the entrance there are these massive holes. It looks like a golf course, but these poles, there's another hole here, craters basically, crater here, and that is where it was bombed, because obviously you can see this hill, this cave would be a sanctuary for soldiers, so you can see how much this particular site was bombed during the war. It's absolutely nuts to think. Very, very, very impressive to come around. And if you're into your history at all, it's just blowing me away. I find the time frames just insane, and how intact they all are. And I think a lot of these are not intact because we bombed this area and they fell apart. I think they'd be doing a lot better if we hadn't have bombed it. Such a shame. But anyway, so this is definitely worth coming to check out if you're in Phonsavan. Now the thing is, Phonsavan is a very, very long way away from anything else, and I'm out here because I'm heading towards the Vietnamese border, so it's sort of on the way. But if you weren't coming out here for anything else, I'm not sure I would make the trip just for this. I think this is actually very impressive. I mean, I'm impressed by it. I find the whole thing incredible. I find the fact that we don't quite know what they were here for, or we don't quite know what happened to the people who built them, why they disappeared. And yeah, there's a lot of unknowns about this site, and that just sort of baffles me and intrigues me, and that's why I enjoy it. Yeah, so if you're here, it's definitely worth it to come and check it out. But yeah, don't make the 7-hour bus journey from Van Vieng or Luang Prabang just for this. Right, so I was just about to leave the site. I was just walking off, and a couple who I'd asked about the carving on the tomb, they were shouting, and they found it. So they found the carving. So I'm going to show you. I hope you can see. So it's actually a protruding carving. So from this side, this is an arm going up, and then we've got the head here, the round head, and the body, 2 legs, and another arm coming up here. So it's definitely there. No, that's it.